November 29th. How the fuck are we here? Right? And we're sandwiched in between two retrograde stationing direct. Okay. Because we had the 28th where we had Saturn station direct in Pisces. And tomorrow, the 30th, Mercury stations direct in Scorpio. So here we are in the in between. And look at this nonsense. Okay. So it looks quite small, doesn't it? But that first aspect, sesquiquadrate, that is asking you to push past something, right? You're stuck somewhere. Now, where are you stuck? Well, let's get that information. The moon in Pisces, okay, so the moon in Pisces, 9 degrees, Sagittarius degree, wisdom, truth seeking, right? So this is the emotional space trying to find how to like overcome and integrate trauma, right? But it's stuck. Where is it stuck? Jupiter at 24 degrees of Cancer, in your mother wound, in your family wound, in your lack of security, in your emotional programming from your family. Okay. Then that's a nice fun one, isn't it, to have in the night. That's going to fill your dreams up with some fun stuff. Anything that does come up in your dream space needs to be written down, okay? Because as we're letting go of this ancestral energy with Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces, you want to be writing it down, because sometimes that's the only way you're going to be able to like get it out of you. Okay. So then we get to 8:22 a.m. And this is a really interesting way to start your fucking morning, okay? Saturday morning. This is really interesting. So Venus making this conjunction with Lilith in Scorpio. And they're making this conjunction at the Gemini degree. So Venus in Scorpio is really trying to like uncover something, right? Something taboo, something about intimacy, something about long-term love, something about long-term contracts, something that you maybe don't trust about yourself or somebody else in a relationship, right? Lilith, Black Moon Lilith, the black moon, the dark side of our emotions, the emotions that we reject, the part of us that we reject, okay? And in Scorpio, we're rejecting things within that Scorpio kind of theme. So we're looking at those rejected parts, okay? And wherever you've got Scorpio in your house system, that's very likely where this is coming through, okay? Like if you have a 7th house in Scorpio, this aspect, guys, huge, okay? So we're gathering information, okay? So where are we gathering information from, right? Because a conjunction is really trying to show you some kind of new energy that these two things can combine, okay? Some kind of like something that like when two things combine, right? Now I'm going to give you a terrible example, but like water is water, dirt is dirt. When it comes together, it's not dirt water, it's mud. See, that's what's happening here. Okay, we're getting the information, 27 degrees, which is the Gemini degree, and we're finding out what these two things make together. And I can tell you what that make in a relationship. That is a spicy, honest, we speak our fucking minds, we do what we want to each other's bodies, we talk about what we want to do, we are deeply emotionally connected, and we are open to receiving the information, no matter how dark and taboo or shameful or guilt-ridden it might be, or how embarrassed we might feel about talking about it. We don't care. That is what the mud is here. It's understanding that not only the good emotions have a place in relationship dynamics. This could be work as well, okay? This could be work as well. Probably not the spicy component, but definitely the creativity, right? So the intimate energy, the sexual energy is actually creative energy, right? So it just depends on how you're using it, okay? It's all from the same place, okay? So this is like like, I feel like you're going to see spiritualists talking about this as part of like Kundalini awakening sort of stuff, okay? Because this is very much that sacral chakra energy, and it is about your deep creativity and how everything is created from that energy. And this is really understanding that in a one-on-one dynamic, right, in a relationship dynamic, whether that be intimate, whether that be a friend, whether that be work, the energy that we have in that sacral space, not just the ones that we show everybody, but the kind of more taboo energy, right? The weird creativity, okay? The dark sense of humor, the talking about our emotions in a really deep way. There's information on both sides for that needs to work together, okay? And 10 minutes later, this conjunction to the node at the Taurus degree, it's helping you be comfortable showing up as that person. And then the semi-square sort of says, now let go of the old version, right? Shed the outworn version and nurture yourself, 16 degrees, and find security, 16 degrees, by understanding the wisdom that you now have, right? This isn't about judgment. This isn't about you going like, oh my God, I didn't speak up for myself, I'm the worst. That's not what this is about. This is about understanding that you were who you were, but you are who you are now. Okay? You were who you were, but now you are who you are. And they're not the same. So don't judge. Okay? Don't judge. Water is not earth and earth is not water, but together they're mud. And when they're mud, neither of them is earth or water, right? So we are who we are right now in this moment, not who I was half an hour ago, right now. And if we're going to be who we are right now, be present, okay, then we are being open and understanding and nurturing and able to let go of outworn situations, because we are not holding on to things that don't belong to the right now version of you. So then this 131 quintile, that's kind of going to help you a little bit, because the Pisces moon at 17 degrees, the Leo degree, it's looking for confidence. It's looking for playfulness. It's looking for where you don't express your own personal creativity enough. And it's asking you, has that been worth it for the last 8 years? How's that felt? How's that felt, right? How's that been? That good? You felt good about it, right? It could also, because the Leo energy is very much related to financial energy as well. And Uranus in Taurus is asking us like where you've put value in the last 8 years, where you've put value. Is that where you still put value? Are you integrating wounds around financial situations? Are you releasing like emotional programming around lack of abundance, lack of material wealth, right? It's this kind of an energy, but it all has to do with your own self-worth and how you allow yourself to be yourself. Okay. Now 3 p.m. Thank God it's not a school day, because this could be a fight. All right. This is a very fiery energy, because we are still at the Leo degree, and the Mars in Sagittarius brings the fire here. Okay. And we could be kind of talking to someone who is fucking sharp, right? Or we might find that we are like projecting ego, like an ego situation from a wounding onto somebody else or onto something we're trying to do, right? This also could be someone getting in your way and you needing to speak your mind. This could be like a moment of friction that kind of causes you to need to express your creative individuality. Okay. And however you're coming through that will determine this last aspect of the day. 7:54 p.m., the moon trining Mercury at the Scorpio degree. So Mercury will station direct at 20 degrees because it stations, I think it's around 4 a.m. Melbourne time. So this is like very close to the last aspect that this will make. We will find out. And we'll just have a quick look while we're here, because it's right there. Mercury. Oh God. Well, tomorrow's video is going to be fun. Oh, it's gonna be down, so it'll be direct down there. Whoa, yeah, you see. So this is the last aspect. This is the last aspect that the moon and Mercury will make while Mercury is retrograde. So that is so interestingly at 20 degrees, the Scorpio degree. And of course, the moon is in Pisces. So the Pisces moon is like the last in the cycle as well, right? Like the Pisces moon, 12th moon in the cycle, closes out the cycle, right? In a way, integrates the lessons of all the moons before it that we've had, right? Over the last few weeks. So what are we transforming? What are we transforming? And Mercury at 20 degrees of Scorpio, and because it's still retrograde at this time, this is something's about to make sense that happened in the past. Something's about to make sense. And that's going to transform a part of your wound. Okay. And then you're going to find some kind of untapped ability or untapped confidence, but something that you have not noticed about yourself before is likely to show up as we continue to move through this. I think we'll have to get to the moon being in Aries before we really feel ready to go. But this is really about embodying and understanding and integrating that energy and transforming, okay? Transforming yourself. How are you going to allow your own magical, strong, potent, creative self? How are you going to use that to go towards your spiritual connection to yourself and others, right? Because that Pisces Scorpio, it wants that spiritual connection. It wants that emotional connection. It wants you to know yourself that deeply, right? The Mercury component means that your mind patterns also need to be attached to that, right? We can't be missing anything here. We need it all to fucking work together. And a trine is about that, the natural harmony of how Pisces and Scorpio work together. Scorpio transforms, Pisces integrates, right? Mercury is the mind, the moon is your feelings. Okay, so how do these things work together? All right. So yeah, if you want a little reading, come and find me. I can't believe it's almost December. Stay with me.